UFC is in Vancouver this weekend. Fight Night on ESPN Plus features quite the headline bout. Cowboy Donald Cerrone taking on Justin Gaethje. Gaethje, the favorite on the money line, coming in at minus 210 to pick up the win. Cowboy, meanwhile, a plus 170 underdog. Taylor, who do you like for this fight? Because we know where Rick's going already. I could just tell you who Rick's going to take just before his opponent was announced. But who do you like?
I think I'm going to agree with Rick's feature pick. Cowboy's kind of a slow starter, which could give Gaethje a chance to get the upper hand a little bit early in the fight. But assuming he's not knocked out early, I think Cerrone's the stronger fighter as the fight goes on. The longer the fight goes, the bigger advantage he gets. I don't think a knockout on either side is all that likely. But I would just take the value on Cowboy. Plus 170 is really nice for a guy with his track record.
You hit it right on the head there, Taylor. He's ranked 4th as a lightweight, and Justin's ranked 5th. So he's just as credible as his opponent. Not only that, they used to be training partners many years ago, so they have some familiarity with each other. There's no real bad blood with each other. It's two professionals going in there wanting to win, and they know their opponent's strength and stuff. Cerrone, like you said, Taylor, if he can get the fight to go towards the full distance, it favors him more, because I don't think Justin's really been tested for a full 3 rounds in any of his fights. He only has 2 losses, and both of them were knockout losses. So, and then in his 20 wins, he's never really even gone to the scorecards. Like, he's finished them off pretty quickly, or we had a stoppage in one of them, whatever the case may be. Cerrone's chances are, if he can be patient and not put himself in a bad position if he's putting pressure on his opponent, or trying to make it last 3 rounds. I doubt he's going to be able to get him on the mat and hold him there, because his opponent has solid wrestling skills. It's going to be a tough fight. Odds makers, they're right in terms of having a Cowboy as the underdog. I do think he's a little bit high. Like, this is great value for him, a great return. Obviously, I'm going with Cowboy to win. Other than Uriah Faber, that's my favorite fighter.
I do think that Cowboy certainly has the value for this fight. I don't think that minus 210 on either of these would be a money line value that I'd be looking to wager on. I do think that taking Cowboy at plus 170 makes sense, depending on how confident you might be in him, as far as how much you'd be willing to risk. But I think that he stands at least a good enough chance. I think he stands a 50-50 or so or better chance of winning this fight. And the odds would say that he has almost a 1 in 3 chance. So when you could basically do a coin flip and get better than, 1-to-1 payout odds, I kind of like that. So I do think that the long play, being able to survive Gaethje early and just make him work for round after round, is going to be how Cowboy can come away with a win in this fight. So I'll take Cowboy as a value play. I'm probably not as confident as Rick is, because I still think I like Cowboy, don't get me wrong, but hard to put, when it's Faber and Cowboy, it's hard to compete with that on the confidence level. So, but I think the value is definitely there. Meanwhile, in a bout with probably zero value, we've got a big boxing fight coming up Saturday on ESPN Plus. Tyson Fury facing off with Otto Wallin. Crazy money line for this one. Tyson Fury, an unreal minus 2,180 compared to Wallin's plus 1,145 underdog status. On the line for Fury, not just a win, but keeping the shine on that potential rematch with Deontay Wilder. Rick, would you be looking to place a bet on this bout, or is this just a watch and enjoy kind of thing? Because, these odds are insane.
These odds are really insane, and that's actually come down from what I saw earlier in the week, where Fury was at closer to minus 3,000. So I'm actually kind of surprised that they've come down that much. They might just be trying to draw more betting action, which they hold their breath, because there's no way Fury's losing this fight, first of all. Second of all, his opponent hasn't fought anybody even close to the top 25 in the division in rankings in any of the 4 major belts in the division. Like, your best opportunity for betting here is taking one of the prop bets that I have in my breakdown of this event. Specifically, go with round betting, because at least you're still getting positive odds back. I think this fight's going to end. Fury's going to win by TKO or knockout for the halfway point of the fight. There's no way this guy's going to last longer than that. Look what he did against Schwartz a couple months ago. Same undefeated European boxer that hasn't fought anybody really of any kind of relevancy. Here comes Otto, same thing, undefeated, hasn't fought anybody of relevancy. He's going to come in. It's going to be basically a glorified sparring session for Fury. Fury is a bigger, got a longer reach, stronger, and has better boxing skills. First of all, there's no way this fight goes the distance. Second of all, there's absolutely no way Otto wins. And third of all, I'd be shocked if he even made it past the sixth round. I'm taking Fury to win by knockout or TKO, whichever one. It's going to come before the sixth round. I would not be surprised if it was in the first couple of rounds. There's a prop bet you can take the method of victory. I think Fury at TKO, DQ, or KO was like minus 300 or something like that. Even that has more value than his money line. Take a prop bet. Fury's going to win. He's going to crush this guy within the first half of the fight.
Yeah, I was going to say the only way to get any value on this fight is to take in which round Fury will win. You can get a plus 1,100 on him winning in rounds 5, round 6, or round 7. So I don't mind taking a shot on those if you have a particularly confident feel for which round you want to take. But, you know, the straight money line itself obviously has no odds. This Wallin guy has zero chance whatsoever, unless Fury like has a heart attack or something, then maybe he'll win. But yeah, just bet on which round he'll win. But that's really the only way you can approach the fight from a betting perspective.
Yep, certainly not taking the money line on that one. It's not even worth like $1 on Wallin just in case. You know, I'd rather have a small fry from McDonald's than maybe win $12, you know, $11 back, because it's not going to happen. So Fury, but yes, I agree. And those are some good finds. Plus, with the odds that you were just mentioning, you could technically bet on all three of those and basically give up a third of the odds in that range. So if you could take that 5 through 7 area and essentially get about a 3-to-1, 4-to-1 payout at that point, if you're doing the division, split, you know, $33 kind of thing instead of 100 on one of them. There you go. Sounds much more reasonable to me.
Well, I said take either rounds 1 through 3, which was, I believe, plus 400, or rounds 4 through 6, which was like plus 250, plus 300 around there. Either way, you still got positive value, and you got a good return on whatever your wager will be.
I hope you enjoyed that segment from the Odds On Favorites podcast. If you did, there's plenty more where that came from. Click on the link on your screen now to be taken to the complete podcast from this week, or check out the channel to find the other individual segments. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Odds On Favorites YouTube channel for plenty more sports and sports betting picks, tips, and how-to guides.